All right, thanks, John. President Biden and Vice President Harris, meanwhile, pitching that $2 trillion jobs plan to lawmakers today. Republicans calling it a job-crushing slush fund, while Democrats say they would be willing to pass this bill without support from the GOP. Let's bring in Republican Congressman Brad Wenstrup. Hello, Congressman. Welcome. I'll put up on the screen the numbers that we're talking about here just to put this all in perspective. Biden's plan intends to spend $115 billion on bridges and roads, traditional infrastructure. Everything else, nearly $2 trillion, $1.885 trillion. And I'll ask you this question. Why is that spending spree needed if Moody's Analytics is already saying that this economy is on pace to add 16 million jobs already? So why do we need to spend all this money?
Well, it seems to me to be a situation just like we've already seen with the 1.9 trillion is an opportunity to get a lot of things off the Democrat or liberal wish list. And so they push this forward. Now, Moody's is saying what I believe to be true. If we let the economy reopen, it's going to do just fine on its own. If you don't have to change anything. I know your previous guest talked about that, and that's the truth. And think about this. One of the things that we've learned from COVID is that we have a need for a domestic supply chain for our national security, for our national health care security, all of those things. Raising the corporate tax rate is not the answer right now. That is going to have just the opposite of effect. And what we did with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is actually lead to a situation where the revenue increased to the government. This will not do that. This will not do that by what they have planned. And you know, if you really want to complete an infrastructure project, then you should complete the wall, because there's portions of the wall that I just saw down in Texas that's actually part of controlling the flood. It's a flood wall, and there it is just sitting there dangerously with wires exposed to concrete.
So you've transitioned to that, so I'll put up on the screen a couple of the pictures that you're sharing with us exclusively here from your visit to the border on Friday, Congressman. What did you see and experience with your visit there on Friday?
Well, I came away, we went down as doctors and a couple from Intelligence Committee, and we came away with that the President of the United States, President Biden and Vice President Harris need to get down there, but also Dr. Fauci needs to go. This is a humanitarian crisis. This is a crisis that was predictable. The Border Patrol predicted it. Once Joe Biden won his election, they knew that problems were on their way, and they've been transitioned from law enforcement to social workers to daycare workers to actually even trying to provide health care when they can, as best they can with medical professionals. So, their job is to stop crime and to protect America and also to facilitate legal travel and trade. But right now they're overwhelmed. They're way overcrowded. 172,000 in March, that they know of. And this is an inhumane process. Women and children are being trafficked, and no one comes through. Everyone says this. No one comes through without the permission without the permission of the cartels and smugglers. And the cartels are very calculated, and they're very capable. And the children are being used as pawns. Some pay to send their children, and others are being paid so that their children can be used to get others.
With the time that we have left, just where is the White House? What are you hearing? Why are we not seeing and hearing from Kamala Harris? Why is she not paying a visit to the border? Joe Biden has made her the point person on this. I believe that happened 19 days ago. She hasn't held a news conference. She hasn't visited there. I mean, how far are you willing to say this has to happen?
I don't know why they're burying their heads in the sand like this. Maybe it's just too much of anything that Donald Trump did that was working. They're afraid to say that it was working, and they're going to go just the opposite. They said we must take children. That violates Title 42. They ended the migration protection protocols of returning families to Mexico, where they are processed there. At the same time, what we're seeing is kids are coming with chickenpox, lice, scabies, flu, fever of unknown origin, meningitis. They do have emergency medical technicians. The people are getting clean clothes every day. They're fed. But HHS is not stepping up to what has happened. And so as the president put forth his initiatives, they weren't ready.
It is unbelievable, the numbers we continue to get from that Donna facility in particular. One of our reporters saying with these pods meant for 33 kids, she says 450 boys, 700 girls in these pods. A facility for 250 kids has 3,500 individuals. I mean, it is certainly a growing crisis at our southern border. You were just there. Thanks for visiting us. Thanks,
Absolutely accurate. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. John?
Sandra, a California teacher